Hello guys, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Kevin Durant requesting the Brooklyn Nets to trade him. KD is coming off a rough past few seasons with the Nets. The first season, he was out with a torn Achilles. The next season, he carried the Nets on his back, especially in the postseason, because of the injuries of Kyrie Irving and James Harden. Durant led them all the way up to the Eastern Conference Finals to lose against the Milwaukee Bucks, who would later become the NBA champions. Last season, the Nets were a play-in team and then got swept in the first round by Boston. During that first series, Kyrie Irving averaged only 21.3 points in the first round against the Celtics. Durant averaged only 26.3 points as the main star for the Nets. After these rough past few seasons, Durant realized that he would need at least one other person to help him out, and so then he requested a trade from the Nets. Now, let's look at some trade packages that may happen for Durant. Trade 1, Durant to the Raptors. This trade could look something like Kevin Durant for Scottie Barnes, OG Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr., and some first-round picks. Toronto looks like it has the best assets to get Kevin Durant, since the Nets are looking for young stars. But they may not be as interested in getting Kevin Durant, especially after Scottie Barnes getting Rookie of the Year and OG Anunoby having a tremendous postseason. This trade is possible since Durant is an amazing player, but he's on the downward side of the mountain and his peak is far behind. While on the other hand, Scottie Barnes is just getting started. Trade 2, Durant to the Celtics. The trade may look like Kevin Durant for Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. This, in my opinion, has higher chances than the Raptors trade, but for the Celtics, losing their Defensive Player of the Year and star player in the finals may make this trade not happen. The Celtics may want to run it back, especially because they knew they had multiple chances to win the championship after being up 1-0 and 2-1 against the Warriors. Trade number 3, Durant to the Suns. This was Kevin Durant's first trade option, go to the Suns. The trade could include DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, and some first-round picks for Kevin Durant. This seemed like a doable trade from both parties, especially because the Suns got eliminated by the Mavs in 7 games at home in the Western Conference semis. After seeing the Nets and how greedy they were about getting young players, they may also want to get Cameron Johnson. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should take the instance of when the Nets asked the Lakers to give them LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kendrick Nunn, and 5 first-round picks just for Kevin Durant. This shows the greediness of the Nets. Anyway, the final trade could look like Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, Cameron Johnson, and some first-round picks for Kevin Durant. The Suns are hoping this could get them a championship. Trade number 4, Kevin Durant to the Pelicans. This deal could look like Brandon Ingram, Jackson Hayes, Herbert Jones, and some picks for KD. The Pelicans may like this trade, but by seeing the selfishness of the Nets, they may say no. The Nets may also ask for Kira Lewis Jr. The final trade could look like Kevin Durant for Brandon Ingram, Kira Lewis Jr., Jackson Hayes, Herb Jones, and 4 first-round picks. The Nets would still probably say no, but there's a possibility that it could happen. Trade number 5. The next trade is Kevin Durant to the Heat. This trade could look like KD for Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, and Tyler Hero. For this trade, the Nets obviously say no. Kyle Lowry is aging, and Duncan Robinson is making almost $17 million. The only way the Nets do this is if Bam is included, but the Heat won't do that. Trade number 6. The final trade that we'll be looking at is the rumors about KD coming back to the Warriors. The deal could look something like Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, picks, and Moses Moody for KD. The Warriors would say no because of Andrew Wiggins' amazing two-way play and great rebounding skills. But it's KD, so you would still have to do the trade even if Wiseman is included. But Moses Moody had an amazing summer league game, and Jordan Poole also had an amazing season, so the Warriors are most definitely not agreeing to this trade. The Warriors are in a win-now, win-then case scenario, and they just won a championship, so they would most definitely say no. Overall, the most likely trade is KD going to the Suns because 1, that's his first choice, and because that is the best trade for both teams, especially because the Suns need to try something new because they've been close twice. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.
Hello, guys. To know more NBA news, like and subscribe to NBA with Juvie. Peace.